Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel for another festive Draw With Me tutorial. In this Christmas themed Draw With Me tutorial, we're going to take our illustrations that we have already used to create our wrapping paper and gift labels and turn them into festive themed gifts. Now I've already shared my process about uploading GIFs to Giphy to make them searchable on Instagram stories. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that process, be sure to check out my Halloween GIFs Draw With Me tutorial, because in that tutorial I go into all the details about how you can add your GIFs to Giphy, how to create a Giphy account, and how to make your GIFs searchable on Instagram stories. For today, I'm going to show you how you can transform an illustration that you've already created into a GIF. So to start with, I'm going to duplicate our canvas from the last Draw With Me tutorial, which is the canvas where we have our colored Christmas illustrations for our gift labels. Now we've been using Page Assist on this, which we're going to need to turn off if we're making a GIF, because we're going to need to turn on Animation Assist. So what I'm going to do is select all of the colored illustrations within my different pages, pull them out of the groups and let them be separate layers. Then I'm going to delete my white outlines because I don't need them for GIFs. And then what I'm going to be left with is all of my colored illustrations on separate layers. I'm going to go into my canvas settings and turn off Page Assist because I don't need Page Assist for GIFs. I'm going to move all of my illustrations to the center of my canvas, which is going to make my life a little bit easier when I am cropping. Some of these illustrations go together, for example, the teacup and the tea pot. So we're going to group them, and the coffee cup and the coffee pot. So all in all, we have, just like with our stickers last week, 5 different illustrations. What we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this canvas 5 times. Now within each of these we can delete the layers that we don't need, and we'll end up with one GIF for each of the illustrations that we have. So let's get started. We're going to go into our first canvas and we're going to delete the layers from this canvas, but we're not going to use, and we're just going to focus on one. Because this is a simple illustration, we're going to add some text to it. So we're going to create a new layer and we're going to sketch out some text. Help us with our text, we're going to turn on our drawing guides because this is going to help it be a little bit easier to freehand. Then we're going to go in on top of our sketch layer and we're going to hand letter this. I'm going to use white, and I'm going to use a monoline brush because that's going to make sure that the letters are nice and clear when they're moved into being a GIF. Now that we have the base for our GIF, we can go ahead and group these and turn on Animation Assist. We're going to duplicate the shapes from the illustration and create a separate blank layer for our text so we can create a kind of wobbly text effect. We're going to group these 2 layers together as well. Remember that when you're using Animation Assist, if you want more than one object to move at the same time, you've got to group objects. Everything inside this group in a similar way to Page Assist will be classed as one layer of the GIF, and everything inside this group will be classed as another layer. If we left them as 4 separate layers, the GIF would play each layer as a separate frame of the GIF. So we would flash between shapes and text, but we want the shapes and the text to move at the same time. For the shapes, we're going to use our Select tool to rotate these shapes slightly. For the text, to make that move on a new layer, we're going to trace over our text layer that's in the other section of the GIF. We want our new tracing of the text to be slightly off from the original one. And this will create the illusion of the letters moving, wobbling, whatever you want to call it. So we can go ahead and check what it's going to look like. I'm going to turn the frames per second down to 5 because this is usually the speed that I like my GIFs at, and I'm going to hit play. So now we can see that the text moves around just slightly and the shapes move over and back. This is ready to be cropped and saved as a GIF. Remember, if you intend on uploading your GIFs to Giphy, cropping your canvas as close to the edge of the GIF is a really good way to avoid it getting resized when it's imported into Giphy. If there's too much empty space on your GIF, Giphy will automatically resize it, making it a smaller GIF, and when you add it to Instagram stories, it's going to look quite small and pixely. So this Christmas GIF is ready to go. I'm going to go and repeat the process for my other illustrations, adding text where I need to, or just playing around with the shapes to create different GIFs. So there you go, 5 very simple Christmas GIFs using the illustrations that we'd already created for our wrapping paper and gift tags. All that's left to do now is export these as GIFs to my camera roll and then import them to Giphy and upload them to be used on Instagram stories. If you want to use any of these GIFs on your Instagram stories, all you have to do is search Laura Jane Christmas to find them. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. If you did, be sure to click that thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to get reminders when new videos go up. I'll be back again really soon with another festive Draw With Me tutorial. Until then, bye.